Let's move over to River State. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ray is there. We're getting some reports from that state. Emmanuel.
Well, Ijama, thank you for coming to us. It was interesting listening to the police spokesman there talking about deployment, talking about style. It comes across as interesting, but we'll come to that later. Let's begin to talk about the police confirming the death or the killing of a police officer in Andoni. The police has explained that it was a kidnap situation, as the police officer was possibly part of a team trying to rescue a kidnapped victim, and it wasn't connected to the elections. And you know, they've also given word on the reports of killing as well in Outer West. But all of this happened before the election started proper today. And so far, there's been no report of loss of life. And back to the issues of the police and monitoring the elections. The reports we're getting is not so much about of the police, but perhaps of the army and other, maybe other security agencies. We know that the police is in charge of the election security, but there are reports coming from different parts of the state as to the alleged involvement of not the police, but of other security agencies. And it will be good to also have a spokesman from that end to talk about it. We've received reports from Abonima. There are accusations of interception of materials, interception of results. And, you know, when it begins to get to collation like it is now in Port Harcourt, you begin to really feel the tension of the election. I've seen some collation officers come into these premises, the headquarters of INEC in River State, in the capital city, to collect their results. In INEC here, it suggests that some persons are taking precaution. We've also heard that INEC officials are also approaching their offices in the local government areas to collate their results. So when it comes to collation, the tension is building in Port Harcourt. Many say this is when the election is really decided, but right now we can see activities coming together to ensure that the results are collated, and in a few hours or so we'll begin to hear some of the results trickle in. But it's important that we bring it to the fore that the issues of security at this time of collation begins to beg for more attention, even before the election and when the election started proper. And it's also important to say at this point that just like we saw in many parts of the country, the turnout of voters in River State was not as impressive in the eyes of many when compared to the presidential and the National Assembly elections. And one voter said that because of what transpired in places like Abonima, where some persons were reportedly killed, Andoni, and some other related issues relating to security agencies, it may suggest that some persons just decided to either not come out or some came out to vote and go back home. And that is the situation right now.
Yeah, Emmanuel, I'm not going to let you go yet. I know you talked about collation and hoping that results begin to come in. I can see it's getting dark there, and seeing as you know, all the polls didn't start simultaneously. Are you confident in the security plan that you have for this going on, that they have for this going on late into the night? And just what do you think from where you are?
Well, Ijama, you know, it is, I'm trying to use the right words, because what we saw in the presidential and the National Assembly elections was that it was when it got late at night, in the evening, when it began to get dark like this, that was when we began to see the drama of some persons raising issues of security agents or operatives asking some agents to leave the collation center, And we had a couple of persons on record, like the electoral officer of Ikwere local government area, where she talked about the fact that they were asked to leave, and that happened in the evening, in the night. So when it comes to whether I am sure of the security, I would rather just say I want to hope that this time it will be better.
All right. Thanks a lot, Emmanuel, for that update. We can only ask you to stay safe as you continue to give us the latest from what's happening where you are.